to Tiny Garage Fabrication. I've got a brand new build project. It is a 1967 Mercury Cougar, and we picked this thing up off the streets, so it's going to be called the Feral Cat. We're going to be doing an entire build series on this. So, if you're interested in checking out this project, please subscribe, send likes my way, and share it if you can. Okay, so let's start off by doing a walk around and getting the car prepped. Let's get it in the garage ready to go. I did that actually last week, so let's get to that footage. Alright, here we go. Let's show you my new project. It is a 67 Mercury Cougar. Got a pretty decent deal on this thing. I'll walk around here. You can see the car's in pretty decent shape. I didn't really have the room or the time to push it outside. Now there are some issues. So here's not really sure what's going on here, and then this is kind of peeled up. Not really sure it moves, so I think that's some Bondo. Probably have to take a look at that at a later date. Okay, so here's the interior. I know it looks pretty nice. For the most part, all the parts are there. It's a little dark, but it's not the XR7, so it doesn't have the full gauges in it. The dash has already been torn out by the previous owner as they were installing a new wiring harness. When they were doing that, thank you, they ran across the cowl panels, or the cowl vents. Every 67 to whatever late 60s Mustang and Cougar completely rusted out because Ford did a terrible design on that. A lot of people are aware of it. This car is no exception. So the interior was completely, the carpet was just soaked with water. It's fairly dry now. It's been in here for a while. So you can see there's some mold right there. I put a couple tubs of damp rid in here. It has, it's not wet to the touch anymore, but it's still really funky. This isn't the highest quality carpet, so I'm just going to be tearing it out. They did put the sound deadener all the way across the entire floor as much as I can see, and also the entire trunk, but they didn't do a very good installation job. It's supposed to be pressed in really tight, and it seems like they just laid it on and kind of patted it down, so that's going to get an update. The AC is going to come out. I'm going to update that with something newer, and pull the door panels off, everything. We're going to take it all apart, and we're going to clean it really good because there is a fair amount of like mildew and mold on everything. Not super moldy. We've already kind of cleaned this seat just to see if it works, and it looks like they'll come back to life. Now, in order to fix the cowl on these cars, and this is a plague with the 67 to 69 Cougars and Mustangs, this piece here doesn't unbolt. It's welded in. So you have to remove the trim, you have to remove the windshield. Now they say there's about 200 spot welds that hold everything in order to pull that panel off and get underneath and do a proper full sheet metal repair. What I'm going to do, since the car is painted and I don't want to have to repaint it right away, is I'm probably going to pull the fenders off, cut access holes in the side of the cowl cleanly, and then cut that portion out, and then just weld in solid blanks. So instead of having the fresh air vent that goes inside, it'll just be blanked off, because like I said, the car is getting air conditioning, so I don't really need a fresh air vent. Alright, so there we have it. Got it up, all four wheels on some dollies. So now it should be pretty easy for me to move across the shop, back and forth, side to side, just to make room. Because I got so much new stuff in the garage. Like I said, I got this CNC plasma cutter that isn't completely built, but pretty much it takes up about 4 foot by 4 foot. So I lost a little bit of room over here on this side. But, you know, all is well. I'll be able to scoot it across. Also, got my new workbench installed. There's a build video on that coming up soon. And that's really about it. Alright, well, this isn't just my project. It actually belongs to somebody else. Let me introduce you to the owner, my beautiful wife, Ashley. She's going to be along for the ride. She's going to be helping me on just about every aspect of this car. So, you know, you'll be seeing more of her later, seeing a lot more of me later. So, let's start with the interior. It's pretty musty and funky, so we're going to tear everything out. We'll zip to a time lapse and get this thing torn apart. quickest interior tear-outs I've ever done, with the exception of the front door panels, which will come off in a minute. That whole job took probably 5 minutes. Pretty simple, not a whole lot holding these things together. Either that or it wasn't put together very well, which I suspect could be what the thing was. But as you can see, they sound deadened everything. So the entire trunk is lined all the way down through here. We'll see about the doors. It doesn't look like the inner skins are. So I've got some sound deadener. I could throw it in there if I want. Probably not going to pull the headliner. It will need to be cleaned. It's pretty dank. We've got Ashlyn over here. She's cleaning the side panels. She's not very happy about being on camera or cleaning. Not sure. Probably the former. So next I'm going to continue with the dash and the door panels. Well, here it is. Interior's totally stripped. Gotta go through and, like I said, take care of this sound deadener. Still have to disassemble the dash a little bit. This is pretty chewed up. It came with a plastic dash overlay cap. I'll have to see how that looks. Door panels came off. Gonna need a new door regulator. The bolt's broken off and these teeth are pretty stripped, but those should be easy enough to find. This car shares most parts with Mustangs, and you can get anything from Mustang. So all in all, wasn't too bad. You can tell definitely the car has been resprayed. I actually found some bodywork damage, or kind of halfway bodywork repair in the trunk area. I'll highlight that in another video. I'm going to go through and continue to tear apart this dash a little bit. I'll probably pull the steering column out because I'm going to do a steering conversion anyway, and it should give me access to the cowl vents that I have to cut out and repair. So AC's coming out, steering wheel's coming out, and in the next video I'll be taking off the front end, probably pulling the motor out, just getting maximum clearance to get the cowl fixed. That's one of my main priorities, and then go through the motor and see what I need to do to get it to run, and we'll continue working on the interior. Probably going to get new door panels. These ones are super gross. That's just years of disgusting mold, and these are like chipboard. They're not going to handle a wash very well. So, and besides, you can see there's kind of like a silver color, and somebody clearly just spray painted them black. It's just not, they're not nice. So spend the money to get new ones and turn this into a nice car for the wife. Okay, well, I attempted to do a time lapse of the rip out of the heater box. So this is the heat AC. This is something or other. Dash vent. Maybe that's, I don't know. Anyway, this system together is massive. It'll be nice to get rid of it, put in something newer and smaller. Fuck, just broke something. Alright, so we're starting to get pretty clean under the dash here. Let's get some light. I'm going to go and I'm going to uninstall the wiring that they started to run. That way I can just start from scratch so that I can know what is where. I also want to put the fuse box in someplace a little more accessible. As you can see, it's not in a good place right there. Just a bunch of junk in the way. That looks like the windshield wiper motor. So, ow! Alright, so I've only got one side done, and this is the cowl. Now, I couldn't get this screw out. This was helping hold the AC in. It was all rusted and turning, so I just literally ripped it out of the box. But as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and break this off. Ow. Yeah. Rusted to crap. Rusted all the way through. There's just piles of junk coming inside. But I'm not the only person that knew about this. Somebody before me, probably whoever did the shady body work everywhere else and did the repaint, did this whatever that is. Looks like some, I don't know. Not really sure what that is. Looks like something they do up in Oregon. I don't know. You know, that's probably a pretty satisfactory repair for some other YouTube channels, but we're gonna go a little better than that. Next up will be to get rid of all this, pull the steering column, and take a look at that other cowl. You can kind of already see from here that it's in way worse shape. Let's try to get in there some. Yeah, definitely in worse shape. This vent is it's like the heater control vent, and it's bolted to the metal up top. Just the metal is so messed up. It's crap. Update. Finally got the wiring harness out, so it's looking pretty clean under the dash now. Windshield wiper motor is out, just have the linkage still hanging. Next I'm gonna get the steering wheel out. I'm probably gonna pull off the support for the brake booster just to give me even more room to work on that cowl panel in there. And if I can remove the entire dash piece, I'm gonna remove that as well. Yeah, scratch that. It's welded in. Figured it was. And removing the fuse box, which was right in there. Let's see. It was mounted right there. That little square was. It is a good thing that I run in time lapse, because I tell you what, I cuss and swear more than anybody should. I've got language that would make pretty much every age, person, and background and religion very upset with me. So good thing it's in a time lapse, and all you heard was some cool electro vibes, because man, I was not happy. The thing is deceptively simple. It clips into this little plastic piece with 4 little plastic arms. I'll tell you what, man, them things, you can see it's a little cracked or stressed on that one right there. Yep, this thing was not easy to get out. I'm frustrated with it, ready to throw it in the trunk for a couple of months. So, let's get to the rest of this thing. I got this corner all cleared out pretty well. over here. We'll see what her thoughts are since this is her car. Babe? Babe? Babe?
I hope you know that I love you.
Alright, well, here we go. She's got her thoughts. What do you think so far?
I think it's fucking nasty.
Yes.
It's like someone wanted to build something kind of cool, kind of badass, a little sexy, and then they really just put away their dirty dishes. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
But I'm excited.
That's good. I'm excited too. It's going to be a fun little build. So I think...
Hold on. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to be weird.
Yes.
It's going to be so weird. I am so uncomfortable right now. I just wanted you to know that. Yeah. Come to accept me. You'll love me.
Yeah, it's true you will. So she's not as comfortable with YouTubes as I am.
I'm not.
But, you know, it's okay. We're gonna get through this. So you
We will.
guys got even more cool stuff to look forward to in your viewing pleasure on Tiny Garage Fabrication.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. So if you like I almost called it a Mustang.
Shoo, motherfucker.
If you like the Cougar, if you have any thoughts, any things I could or should do, I know there's a lot of Cougar experts out there in the world, a lot more than me. I used to be a Cougar expert, then I met her. Anyway, so if you've got good thoughts on this thing, then, you know, let me know, shoot us a comment, subscribe to see where we go with this thing. I guarantee you it's probably not what you're expecting. We've got an engine and transmission swap in our minds. We've got some more research to do to see if it's going to work out. It's probably going to find a way to make it work, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be the way that we're going to take Tiny Garage Fabrication. All the builds most of the builds in the future will go this direction. It's going to be cool. I think you guys will like it. So, you know, hit that sub button down there. Hit the like button wherever it's at. And yes, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.